What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome here to the long-awaited full watch collection video. I know it's been quite a while since I've been posting consistently, but I had to make the move from Massachusetts all the way down to Florida, so I didn't really have too much time to film. However, I do have some stuff coming up in the future, so make sure you stay tuned for that. This one I know has been requested a couple times in the comments below and by a few of my friends as well, so I'm really excited to get into this just to show you guys my watch collection. This is just some of the pieces that I've had and collected over the past few years. Watches have been a growing passion of mine, so I've just recently started to get more into the business, looking at buying, selling, and trading. Also, if you guys are interested in buying any watches, I have a few for sale that are up on my Instagram as we speak, so make sure you guys go check those out. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Starting out, we have this little watch repair kit that I just got off Amazon for about $20. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of good stuff in here. This is what you use to resize the watches and, take the links out. This is what you use to take the case back off if I'm replacing batteries. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff you can use in here as well, just to do some repairs or make some minor adjustments if need be. Next up, we have this 20 slot watch case. I got this off Amazon as well. This was about $30. As you can see, the main watch is in the front there. Then there's also another drawer on the bottom. I took 4 of the pillows out just so I could put some other stuff in. I have an extra pillow, some necklaces in there, and then a lot of my cloths in here just for wiping down the faces of the watches. And I just recently picked up this travel case. This is what I put all of my good watches in when I'm going places and transporting them. This one I also got off Amazon. This was about $30. Open it up. Give you guys a little sneak peek of the watches that we will go through a little bit later. But these are the 2 cases that I have. Also, if you guys are interested in any of these watches, I'll try to link them in the description below. I'll try to put the Amazon links or wherever I got them. So like I said, if you guys like them, you can get one for yourself. First up on today's list, starting from the top left, I'm going to go over and then kind of back around. We have the Sheffield automatic skeleton, as you can see right through there. This watch retails for about $180. However, I actually got this one in a trade, and it came with just the metal links before, but I had this extra brown alligator strap that it actually looks really good on. Very nice dress watch just to wear out, go to dinner or with a suit, anything like that. So just a really nice overall watch. Definitely something that catches some eyes because just looking at it, you can't really tell what it is. But as you can see on the top there, it says Sheffield. And recently I found this watch to be one of my favorites and one that I actually wear most often. Next on the list is this Fossil Chronograph. This one is a 44mm case size. I got this one as a gift actually for my birthday. This one, however, retails at about $135, so not too bad. This one does kind of give me a little bit of some Panerai vibes with this circular case and the crown guards over here. As you can see, the links all the way on the back. Pretty easy to put on and off. Just click the button and then push it back in. Good to go. Pretty simple. Just black and silver, so you can wear this one with pretty much anything. Number 3 on today's list, and probably one of my favorites in the entire collection, is the Bulova Marine Star. This one has really grown on me. As soon as I saw it, I just knew I had to have it. It looks so much more expensive than it actually is. This one retails for about $500, but it gives me like Hublot vibes, stuff like that. And when you walk around at these car shows and stuff, all the guys have nice watches on. So they kind of do a quick glance down, and just that first impression that this watch gives out is very impressive. As you can see, this one is a chronograph. It's a 44mm case size, and it's on this rubber strap, so it's really comfortable to wear on the wrist. It is pretty heavy though. It's a hefty watch. As you can see, the case is pretty thick, but it's definitely not too overpowering. It looks bigger when it's on the pillow as opposed to when it's on the wrist, as you guys can see from the clips that I put in before. But definitely one of my favorites in the entire collection. Next on the list, and some of you guys will know that I am a big Disney fan, I have this Invicta Mickey Mouse chronograph with the two-tone Batman bezel. As you can see, the black and the blue right there. This one is actually a limited piece, and it's out of 5,000 pieces. This one is number 486, so that's pretty cool to have a limited piece. But obviously, as you know, Invicta is kind of a cheaper watch brand, so I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to be keeping this one. And the other thing with Invicta is that they depreciate a lot. Like this one retails, because it's a limited piece, it retailed at $700, but obviously it dropped well below that when I bought this. But it's still a pretty cool chronograph. As you saw, two-tone Batman bezel chronograph. There are some details, as you can see on the side with the Mickey Mouse, and also on the case back that is etched out with the model number on it. This one I don't really wear that much. It is a little bit hefty. It's pretty thick from the bottom of the case to the top. I do wear it on occasion, but I actually might be giving this watch away. Like I said, just a pretty cool piece to have. Probably won't keep it, but for now it just kind of sits in the box. Next up, we have another Invicta. This is Invicta number 2 of 3. I've been trying to get away from Invicta just because, like I said, they depreciate a lot, and I want to get something a little bit more valuable. But this one's a pretty cool piece. It definitely has the yellow gold Submariner vibes with the regular diver style case and the oyster links. This one being called Master of the Seas. As you can see, there are some details with the hammerhead sharks on the bezel, and there are some waves inside the dial as well behind the hour markers. But this one's a pretty cool piece. I actually do wear this one a decent amount just because of that first impression. Like I said, it definitely looks like the Rolex Submariner, and it can complement an outfit if you have some other gold accessories on, and it can just kind of tie everything together as well. This one's a 43mm, and retail was about $300. Once again, Invicta depreciates a lot, so I didn't pay $300 for this one. Not my absolute favorite in the collection, but it does get a lot of use. Next up on the list is the Casio Core Chronograph. I believe the model number on this one is the MTD320D. Not 100% sure on that, but this is actually the watch that kind of started it all for me a few years ago. I was in, I believe, a Nordstrom rack, and they had this watch, and it just kind of stood out to me because I didn't have any of these at the time. So I just wanted to have a watch that looked good, that felt good, and this one was only about $50 at the time, even though the retail, I believe, on this one was, I think, $120, but obviously at the Nordstrom rack, it was marked down. But I really like this watch because, like I said, this one started it all for me. Definitely won't sell this one because it has that sentimental value, and it still looks pretty good. The blue on this is really, really rich, so it definitely pops and stands out. Has those little yellow dials inside as well. Pretty comfortable. Just a quick little deployment clasp on the back. It's a 44mm, and if you guys know the Omega Speedmaster, I think it is, it definitely shares some similarities with that as well. But just overall, great piece to the collection. Definitely adds some color and gets a fair amount of use as well. If you guys saw my last watch video, you guys will know this one. It's the Burai Sovereign Automatic with that Seiko movement. Has the Jubilee band and the fluted bezel, just like the Rolex Datejust 126334. Almost an exact replica, but obviously not a fake. And for the price, the $200 price range, this watch is really, really nice. It's got that automatic movement, so as you guys can see, this is not moving right now. All you have to do is spin the crown a little bit and have that sweeping second hand. You have the bubble date window, deployment clasp as well, and this one is actually probably one of my favorites along with the Marine Star in the collection. Like I said, it retails for about $200 on Amazon, and they have a whole bunch of different dial colors. They have green, black, blue, silver, gold, and as I mentioned before, the link for all the watches will be in the description below. Now you guys will see I have the exact same case, the same watch. So what happened with this one was actually the 5th hour marker fell off and was floating around the case. So I contacted Burai, and they had actually sent me that one right there for free just because of the problems I was having with this one. But what I did was I actually went inside the watch and was able to fix this one, and I got a different strap. As you guys can see, this leather strap on the deployment clasp. So it's the same watch, but it wears completely different than the other one with this kind of more dressy look. Definitely like the dark blue on dark blue. I know it kind of looks black on the camera, but Trust me, in the sunlight it is dark blue, so it almost matches. So like I said, it wears completely different, and it just gives the watch a different vibe completely. Next up, and one of the most noticeable pieces in my collection, is this piece right here. From a glance, all you watch guys know that this looks like the Rolex Daytona with the chronograph and the 3 rings on the inside. I don't know the reference number on the exact Rolex, but I know it's the Cosmograph. But this is actually another Invicta. It's called the Speedway. But I wear this watch a lot just because it looks like the Daytona. It definitely gives off a really classy vibe with the white dial, the silver bezel, and the black rings on the inside. This watch looks really good on the wrist, especially from a distance. And under light, this bezel being silver, kind of with that mirror finish, just shines. Once again, being an Invicta, it retails at about $300, but that's not what it costs. So if you guys are interested, click the link down below, and this one is actually sold on Amazon. So one of the cheapest ones in the collection, but definitely gets probably the most wear out of any of these. Last but not least in this case right here is the Casio Dio. Now this one was actually the second watch that I bought after this one, and I was just looking for inexpensive watches at the time to buy for a good daily, and I actually saw this one. The story behind this is Bill Gates actually wears this exact watch, the Casio Dio, and it kind of caused a little bit, and it sort of became famous in the watch community just because, you know, one of the richest men in the world is wearing a $40, now $70 watch. Definitely does not look it, and the specs on this definitely does not make it seem like an inexpensive watch as well. It's 200-meter water resistant. It's got a very clean look with the silver case, the black dial, and the white hour markers. This one also looks kind of like a Rolex Submariner if you get kind of an oyster flex strap on this, which hopefully I'll be able to get in the future. Moving on to the next box here, these are kind of ones that I don't really wear as much. That's why they're not in the big case, except for that guy right there, but we'll get to that a little bit later. Starting off in this case, we have the Fossil Townsmen. It's a chronograph dress watch, 44mm case in a quartz movement. This one looks really nice with a suit. You can pair this one up pretty well with the leather strap, the black dial, and the silver case. So pretty generic for a dress watch. Definitely a good addition to the collection. I believe this one retails at about $160, so I will try to link this one in the description. Next up, and kind of an interesting piece, is this Boscia Titanium. So the story behind this one is that somewhere along the lines, my family has relatives in Italy. Boscia is an Italian company. So for Christmas, my mom actually got this watch for me. Very slim watch, so it's really comfortable, very light. You can barely tell it's even there, especially being that it's made out of titanium. A very simple watch. It's got a 38mm case, so it is pretty small. Not too much of a standout piece, being that it's very slim and kind of has its own unique look, but still definitely appreciative of this watch just because of the family history and also being that it's titanium from an Italian company. Now all you guys should know what this one is. Just simple Apple Watch. This one is the 3rd gen. I got a cheap strap from Walmart. As you know, the Apple Watch costs about $250, and you can do all kind of dials and whatever you want on this one. I just got it also for golf as well, just because you can do yardages on this with the Hole 19 app, but that's a whole different story. This one I normally daily if I'm going somewhere to work and I don't want to bang up any of my other watches. So it's just pretty simple and very versatile as well. Next is the Tonnier, I believe that's how you pronounce this. It's just a simple quartz watch. This one actually comes in a set of 2. I got one for me and one for my girlfriend. It was only $40 for both of them, so very cheap. Just wanted to get something that she could wear and obviously just, you know, not really care about bang around, but we could have the same exact one. It's a 40mm case for the men's watch and a 34 for the women's. This one is all over Amazon. As you can see, pretty simple look just with the silver, and this looks kind of purple on the camera, but it is a little bit purplish, but more blue in person. So the one thing this watch does have going for it is that it's pretty colorful and you can match it up with. And it also keeps really good time. I've never changed any batteries on either of these, and it's actually kept better time than the Casio Dio that I have. I've had to change the battery on that once, and a few of the other watches. This one just keeps going strong, and I've never had to do anything to it. I actually haven't really even worn this one that much, so it just kind of sits in the box and takes up a space in the pillow. Last but not least, for the wristwatches, is probably the cheapest one in the collection, is the Casio. I believe this one is the MRW 200H, 44mm case, but a lot of guys wear this one just because it's so cheap. It's only $20, made out of plastic. This little dial is actually very cheap. It's really, sticky. The bezel doesn't really turn. It keeps really good time, and it's just, like I said, it's really cheap, so you can throw it around, bang it up against stuff, and if it breaks, 20 bucks, buy a new one. So I just got this watch when I was working in construction a bit and going to help out people if it was kind of a dirty job, just because, like I said, you don't really need to care about this watch. It can also be a great starter piece for a son if you just want to get him a watch and bang it around and not have to worry about it, like I mentioned before. $20 on Amazon, just easy beater, and also just takes up another pillow in the collection. Now this last piece is a watch looking thing, but it's not. As you can see, there's a little clip on the end. This is actually a Titleist bag watch. I have no idea how much this costs. I've looked it up. I could not find anything about it. But like I said, you're just supposed to clip this on the golf bag and you'll be able to tell the time. All I had to do to this one was replace the battery, and it worked out pretty well. But as you guys can see, I don't have this one on my golf bag. It just kind of sits in the case. Not 100% sure what I want to do with this yet. If there was a way that I could turn this into a real wristwatch, it would be obviously very small, but kind of cool because I don't think anyone has a Titleist watch. Just like the other two, it just sits in the case right here and takes up a pillow. The last two, as you can see, are just accent bracelets. I have a silver helm and a gold anchor. These two you can pair up with any of the watches if you want them. I obviously wear this one with the gold Invicta. The gold matches pretty well, and the silver one can be pretty much worn with any of them except the gold watches. I haven't really been wearing these recently, but it's definitely good to have just in case you want another accent piece on the other wrist or next to the watch as well. So there it is, guys. That is my complete watch collection videos. Let me know in the comments below which one is your favorite. If you could choose any three, which one would you have? And also write what you guys have in your own personal collections as well. Also remember, I'm starting to buy, sell, and trade watches, so if you guys are interested, make sure you go check out those watches on my Instagram and you can maybe pick one up for yourself. I will do some shipping inside the United States, so shoot me a DM which watch you want and I'll try to get that out and we can work out price. And if you like any of these watches, I'll try to link them in the description below. Both cases and the repair kit will be linked in the description, and most all of these I believe you can get on Amazon, so just go down in the description below, find the one you want, and it should be there ready to go. By no means are any of these watches really expensive. I got pretty much all these for a really good deal. It's also not any sort of flex. I know some of these look like really expensive watches, but that's, like I said, just for the looks and also motivation to have very expensive watches in the future and hopefully be able to kickstart the business. If you guys like this video, remember to leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, any of that. All support is much appreciated, and we are on our way to 350 subscribers. So like I said, push that subscribe button and let's reach that next benchmark. Just like that, this video is over. Remember to be kind, be happy, and be grateful, and we'll see you in the next one.